From Washington, this is VOA News. I'm David DeForest reporting. Gathering approves UN plan for Libya. Representatives of 17 countries and 4 world bodies have wrapped up a meeting with representatives of Libya's 2 rival factions with support for a new unity government. The meeting in Rome on Sunday was jointly chaired by U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and his Italian counterpart, Paolo Gentiloni. Libya's 2 rival governments plan to sign the accord in Morocco on Wednesday.
They are determined to speak and move forward for Libya, and we are determined to support them in that effort.
John Kerry. U.S. President Barack Obama is hailing the climate change agreement reached in Paris as a potential turning point for the world.
Even if all the initial targets set in Paris are met, we'll only be part of the way there when it comes to reducing carbon from the atmosphere, so we cannot be complacent.
Under the agreement, all nations will communicate their climate targets every 5 years, starting in 2020. Officials in northwestern Pakistan say a bomb exploded in a market Sunday, killing at least 23 people and wounding about 55. The explosion happened in Parachinar, that's the administrative center of the Kurram district near the Afghan border. An outlawed Sunni group claimed responsibility. At least 13 women have won municipal council seats in Saudi Arabia's first election open to women voters and candidates. Early results showed a victory for Salma bint Hizab al-Otaibi. She was the first confirmed victory for a woman running for a municipal council seat. State-affiliated websites and news agencies indicate Saudi Arabians may have elected as many as 17. This is VOA News. The U.S. government is urging American citizens to leave Burundi amid violence involving the military and police officers. The State Department says it has ordered the Department of Non-Emergency, U.S. officials, and the families of the families of personnel. Violence began in Burundi in the wake of contested elections and an attempted coup in May. At least 6 people were wounded Sunday in Central African Republic capital of Bangui when violence broke out. The violence came as voters cast ballots on a new constitution intended to stop more than 3 years of conflict. A journalist with the French news agency reports seeing 2 dead bodies and a dozen others in a mosque. Muslim and Christian militia members who have been responsible for the violence had threatened to stop the vote. If passed, the new constitution would limit the president to 2 5-year terms, cut the power of the military, and ensure religious freedom. Elections for a new president and parliament are scheduled to be held later this month. France's center-right emerged ahead in initial results of regional elections. Early results show the Republicans' party of former President Nicolas Sarkozy and his allies leading in at least 7 out of 13 French regions. The ruling socialists and other leftist parties captured at least 4. After leading in 6 regions during the first round of voting last week, the anti-immigrant, anti-European National Front failed to capture a single region. A new U.S. political survey shows Texas Senator Ted Cruz with strong support from evangelical Christians and conservative activists surging to the top among Republican presidential candidates in Iowa. Iowa will hold the nation's first 2016 nominating contest. Nationally, polls show Trump with commanding edges over all of his opponents. Surveys show former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton with a commanding lead in the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. The Russian Defense Ministry says one of its destroyers in the Aegean Sea fired warning shots Sunday at a Turkish fishing vessel. The ministry said a guided missile destroyer was unable to make radio contact with the approaching Turkish fishing vessel, which failed to respond to visual signals and flares. Russia said the destroyer fired the warning shots when the fishing boat was 600 meters away. It quickly changed course and passed within 540 meters. In Washington, I'm Dave DeForest.
That's the latest world news from VOA.